It's ergonomic, it's amazing. This goes back a long way. The kind of inventing that I'm involved with now, I like to think of as the same spirit as the guy that invented the palette. It's just gotten a little bit fancier. But it's the same basic idea. How do we make things to help us make art? And I was out in Colorado, and some of you folks in the audience have heard this, but I fell in love with a mountain and there was no way to capture it. I wanted all of the reality that I was experiencing to be shared with others, and that meant for me a lot of detail. And there's a very talented guy here, I think last year, who shared with you his effort at making a very high-resolution camera, a fellow named Graham Flint. And Graham's impulse was really quite brilliant, and I met him early on in my quest. And our drives were a little bit different, and luckily for me, he said, you know, I think I'm going to do my thing. And it turned out then that he gave me the opportunity to go do mine. And so I didn't really know how to build a camera, so I started doing some scratchy little sketches and began talking to people that knew more than me. And that was almost everybody in the world of photography. And I found a 38-year-old machinist 2 hours north of New York who'd never built a camera, but was turned on by the challenge. He understood how to build things and knew a lot more than me. And we worked together on and off for a year. Absolutely a wonderful guy. And I'd pop up there every week or so to work with him, and we accumulated ideas in between. And eventually, this is what came out of it. It is basically a view camera. We use a very high-resolution military aerial film. Each negative is 9 by 18, although we use 100-foot spools of film. And the purpose of the camera was to capture as much of that mountain as possible. The irony was, when I finished building it, there was no way to print the negatives. It turned out that the last enlarger in America capable of handling a 9 by 18-inch negative properly had just been dismantled. And furthermore, the outfit that adopted me to develop the film, wonderful company called HAS in Dayton, Ohio, they work for NASA and the US military, but they were amused enough by me to sort of adopt my effort. I convinced them to develop the film the wrong way because it was high contrast film. And so in doing that, we created a host of problems that sort of filtered through. I'm here with a colleague, Lerone Unreich, who has been really instrumental in moving all of this forward. And Lerone and I spent about a year figuring out how to turn these negatives into an image. We did finally succeed, I think. We made images of this mountain that I fell in love with. We've only made 13 images.